Hey everyone, this is Alex.
This is Boscha. This is Fool's Odyssey podcast, episode number 12.
Mm-hmm.
And what are we going to talk about, Alex?
Actually, I was gonna say something really interesting. That is, when we go on YouTube, right, and then we get recommended these videos.
Right.
It's like a rap. Yeah, it's like, how do they know this is exactly what we want to watch?
Yeah. Because I told Alex one time that suddenly there's a recommended playlist in my YouTube.
Mhm.
It says the emo rock and pop rock hit on 2000, and I was like, that was totally my jam, by the way. So I was like, yo, Alex, I just found this playlist. It's like, and then I was like, hey, hold up, think about it though. I'm like, what? How did YouTube know? I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, like it's kind of freaky how
Yeah.
not only do they record our data, but we like allow them to record our data, like record our.
Without us really noticing, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of freaky how we just give them the option to just watch us.
I mean, it's not like how do I say this? Like, it's not like there's no. It's not like it's completely random, because I could say that like for a couple of weeks I've been like, listening like old song like Panic at the Disco, MCR, 3 Day Grace, like it's not like in a full row, but it was just like like sometimes I want to listen to this, sometimes I want to listen to Muse, they're just like whatever the feeling. But I guess they're always like a bundle up of the same genre and the same timeline. So
Interesting. No, because for me,
maybe.
like when
Yeah.
like when I get recommended videos, it's usually like completely random, but I'll watch it because like it is actually what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. Like
I got it too, because I got recommended boxing recently.
oh yeah.
I never look for boxing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then suddenly they put the Inoue Naoya, and I'm like, holy crap, this guy's fun. And then I keep watching, and there's like a lot more boxing on my thing
Yeah,
now.
that guy is a real powerhouse, dude. Like
Yeah.
we should watch his match when he has the next one together. I think
Yeah, but I got a feeling if I watch it, he's gonna lose.
no, he's not gonna lose. He's undefeated so
Yeah.
far, so I don't.
So far. But a lot of people are like that, right? Because like the people he's like been beating up to this point are like undefeated, right? So far, some has never even like been down before, and he's like dropping them in like a minute, like 20 seconds, stuff like that.
Yeah. So one of the commentators in his last match said it the best. It's like he swings with bad intentions. This is the hurt business. I was like, oh, damn, dude. I was gonna say, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. When YouTube recommends us videos, sometimes it's like completely unrelated to what we're watching. Like, for me, it was Glee, the TV show Glee.
Right.
Like I used to watch it when it was like on TV, right? But then all of a sudden they just started recommending me Glee stuff. So I was like, oh yeah, I remember watching this, and oh yeah, there's some new performances I haven't seen. Yeah, and ended up just binge watching like the first season the other day.
For me, it was blacksmithing. I've had interest in blacksmithing like back then. I decided to like showing this, how to make this sword, how to make this gear, how to make them. Like, wow. I'm like, oh, hold up, why am I doing this? I'm like, stop.
See, the thing is, I wonder if the YouTube algorithm was as good as it is now 10 years ago. Do you think our careers would have been different? Because we would have been inspired by the stuff that we see on YouTube's?
For me personally, not so much. Because for me, I don't, how do I say this? I don't follow things out of passion most of the time. I follow like stability. Like even right now, we're doing this for fun, right? I'm not thinking of making it as like a permanent job and stuff like that. Even if we somehow to make it like, a good money. Yeah.
Well, this because like, well, I mean, I agree with like this podcast and like even blacksmithing, because blacksmithing is kind of like,
oh, it's rough.
yeah, how can I say this? Like, yeah, I get it that they can make a lot of money, but it's so niche. Like, how often do you need a blacksmith for something, right?
It really depends, because like, well, I mean, most of the time is like they could make it in like a factory, right, for like metal pieces and whatnot. But some custom made stuff, Some needs to be like made like by hand and stuff like that.
Yeah, like custom
But a
work.
lot of stuff not so much. But
Yeah, but how
yeah.
often do you find someone who is like, oh yeah, I want a custom sword, you know?
Ah, yeah. Well, I'm not talking about sword, but I mean, yeah. Well, a lot though for like movies and stuff.
Well, for movies, yeah, there's always movie props and stuff like that. They always need to make
Yeah,
swords.
yeah.
Yeah, but
And sometimes they want like a metal sword that's just dull. You know what I mean?
I mean, like same with the guitar making. Like being a luthier, I think that would be pretty fun. But at the same time, like how often is someone gonna be like, "Hey, I want a custom guitar from you." That's like $4,000. You know?
Well, because it's a custom, that's why it's $4,000. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I know. I get it. But how many times can you are able to get a customer, right? That one time $4,000 isn't gonna be able to pay for the whole year. You know what I mean?
Oh, I get what you mean, but the thing is like, at least for like music and entertainment, there's always, how do I say this? Because let's just say this one, I don't know, this is from my point of view only, but let's just say there's this one performer that's really good.
Mhm.
Okay, got a lot of attention, made a lot of money, and just do like cool stuff. And of course, there'll be a lot of people that wants to be there, right? Like a lot of kids will try to learn guitar, try to do the riff and whatever. And well, of course, the guitar, and they would like look at the guy. Well, what is he using? Oh, he's using that. Oh, I'm gonna buy that. Oh, but I don't have enough money for that one. Let's buy the cheaper one. You know what I mean? Buy the cheaper one and it gets their way up. But then they will stick with the brand because the awesome guy used
Oh
it,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, and
I mean, they might not do it from that, but a lot of people who not necessarily make it up there will spend money for.
I mean, yeah. If there's a will, there's a way, as they always say.
Yeah, that's one way to say.
Has there ever been like any YouTube videos that recommended you that
Hmm.
you were just like, ew, why did they recommend me this?
Yes. I think there was one time like, wait, why? What makes you think I'll be interested in what's her name? Belle who?
Oh,
Belle, the bathwater lady?
Belle Delphine?
Yeah, I think so. Like I think one of her video got recommended once to me. I'm like, what the
Oh,
fuck?
that is it. That girl that does the weird faces.
I don't know.
Oh.
I really don't know. I just look at it and like, huh? Isn't this like the bathwater lady? And then I just like ignore it. So
Well, she is into hentai, which is your favorite thing.
of course, hey,
uh,
not gonna deny that.
occasionally I'll get recommended like these women's sports, but they're like doing like long jumps and volleyball and stuff like that.
Oh, volleyballs are cool though.
Yeah. No, I get why they're being recommended to me. And then,
Why?
well, because
I never had those actually.
because I watch sports, I guess, and they think, like, oh, guys would love watching this, I guess. And then always the top comments in those videos are always, be honest, you didn't look for this, YouTube recommended this kind of thing.
I see.
I mean, I agree. I didn't look for a women's long jump, or like women's 100-yard dash or something. But
Well, for me, if it's recommended for me, it's because you keep sending those things to me. You're like, hey, look at this. I'm like, okay. Oh, wow, that's really impressive. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. Like, wow, they jumped that far. I'm like, amazing. And then I just completely missed the why people are watching it either. So I was like, oh, so that's why you guys are watching it. And I was just impressed by their athleticism.
the last video I
Sorry.
sent you was actually a wrestling video. What do you think of that?
I saw. Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I like. That's why like this guy is like clearly
Yeah,
a heel,
yeah.
right? And he's being a big ham, but being a
Yeah.
heel. I just love it.
He has
That's why watching heel is fun.
he has the look too, because he has like the bald, crazy
Yeah, the
beard.
beard. Yeah, I know. Like when he was just like grinning, clapping his hand, clapping his back. I was like, yo.
Yeah. We should try to do a WWE podcast one day.
One day, maybe.
Like watch
maybe.
watch WrestleMania or watch Royal Rumble, and then just
Oh, that's gonna be so
and
much
then do an
fun.
episode on that. I don't know, because how can I say this? Like, I don't really review wrestling, so I don't know how to review it. Like,
Well, if I can be honest, because like I don't know the wrestler nowadays, right? I don't know their signature move. I don't know their like I followed them when I was like how old I
Yeah, yeah.
was. I was like grade schooler. So it's like probably over 20 years ago,
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing.
I mean,
It's
that's
like way
for all
old.
of us, yeah.
When The Rock was the golden boy,
Oh, yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. Yeah. So that one, yeah. So like nowadays, I have no idea what's what, other than what's his name?
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles. The name is sick.
Okay, here's the thing. It's like the
Mhm.
how people wrestled back then is way different than how it is now. Because
How so?
back then it was mostly like
Mhm.
big guys who were able to lift people and do slams and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
focus on the storyline.
Oh, right. Yeah. Now it's more
Yeah,
athleticism.
exactly.
Like
Now it's
they
more
do jumping, they
yeah,
do
it's like
yeah,
flying high, doing flips in the
yeah.
air.
They do
But
flips.
the
Yeah.
storyline has
It's
actually suffered quite a bit actually.
oh, you think so? Well, I kind of see that too. I kind of felt it a
Yeah.
bit more.
The only saving grace for WWE right now, I would say, is NXT
Hmm.
because NXT's like
Yes.
they're able to build up the match properly. They're able to promote all
Mm-hmm.
their
Set,
wrestlers.
set up the stage
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
because I get it too because like in WWE Raw or SmackDown, there's
Hmm.
so many wrestlers on their brand, like you're not able
Hmm.
to promote everyone as equally. Which,
Hmm.
I mean, I get it, but it also sucks because these wrestlers,
Yeah, because there's a lot of
yeah,
potential, right?
these wrestlers
Yeah.
wants to wrestle, but WWE is
Uh,
paying them to just stay home and do nothing. So it's kind of like,
yeah.
you know, I mean,
Uh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
like I don't. Would you prefer being invested in a wrestling match because of the story, or because you want to see people doing crazy spots? Like being able to fly
See,
and flip and slam.
see, the thing for me is, how do I say this? Like for me, the story will only work when I see the big picture, right?
Mm.
Meaning I need to see it from the beginning till the end to know what happened and how the tension between the wrestler, but the face and the heel, like those
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing, right? But if I only see that like once in a while and whatnot, the story won't it won't matter because you won't know what the heck's happening, right?
Interesting.
So you probably want to see a flashy cool one if you're just gonna watch once in a while. That's what I'm thinking.
I see. Maybe we should start watching wrestling. Maybe to build up to WrestleMania, so we can get invested
Mm-hmm.
in those stories because WrestleMania is the big one, right?
When is
Usually in
WrestleMania?
April.
Oh,
Yeah,
April. I
so
see.
I think they start building up the matches around February, March.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. I see.
Well,
I see.
after Royal Rumble, right? Whoever wins Royal Rumble gets a ticket to WrestleMania, and they start
Right,
slowly
right.
building the matches for WrestleMania.
Royal Rumble is
Yeah.
fun.
Do you have what's your favorite pay-per-view of wrestling?
What do you mean by
Like,
that?
there's Royal Rumble, WrestleMania,
Because
Hell in a Cell.
I think the one I've watched was SummerSlam. Was it? Yeah. Because I think the one that I watched at that time was the SummerSlam. They have the 6-man cage kind of thing. It was so messy. I love it.
6-man cage. What is that about? Like, do you put them each in a cage?
So it was like they have like this stage. It has like this like it's a cage, big ass cage, and there's this what do you call it? There's like a tube kind of thing, and all the wrestlers are inside, and only two is on the ring.
Oh, you're thinking of Elimination Chamber. Yeah.
Was the elimination chamber? But the thing is, like after a couple of seconds, like after a couple of minutes, one by one opens, and they go. Yeah, that one was fun. I was like, holy crap, that was.
I think you should watch NXT War Games because it's
Ooh.
2 rings side by side,
Uh-huh.
and then covered in
Ooh.
a steel cage.
Oh,
And then there's usually like
2 stage.
3 teams, I think 3 or 4 teams wrestling each other inside that ring.
Ah.
Yeah, actually, I might have to send you some highlights of it because it's actually pretty cool how they do it.
Interesting. Interesting.
How was this? Who would you say is your favorite wrestler?
Who? Oh, that's rough. Because I don't just watch it for like one person kind of thing. Like because for me, like I know wrestling not from the show. I know it from the games. like I play games and then like yeah, there's this mode and whatever. So I was just like using this guy. I use this guy. Like I would use Brock Lesnar, and then I would use Batista, and then I would use The Rock, and then I would use Stone Cold, and then I would use Undertaker. Like whenever I see these people, I would just go like, wah! You know, just lose my mind. Like I would see Matt Hardy or Jeff Hardy. If I see Lita, I'd be like, whoa, she's still wrestling. What the
But
hell?
who's
You know?
like, okay? But who's your go-to guy? Who's your boy? Who's your man?
It was either Lesnar or Undertaker.
Surprisingly, they both just recently. I wouldn't say retired. Undertaker recently retired,
Yeah.
but Lesnar, I think he's trying to go back to UFC. Yeah,
I see.
I mean that's cool. I guess I don't know if you. I never watched any of his UFC fights, but I don't think.
Yeah. Was he good? Well, I guess you didn't know either. But record-wise, was he like doing good?
I think he
what?
lost 2 matches, but he was a champion at one point.
Out of how many?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I mean, I'm sure he's not a bad fighter, but I don't think he's like a
Of course.
good fighter, like a great fighter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's probably like above average, which is actually, I mean,
Quite a lot of people
in
are.
fighting terms, it's pretty good. Like, yeah.
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 But on that stage, a lot of people are above average. So.
How can I say? Like the difference between, well, my coach says the difference between a world champion and a regular fighter, the difference is so minuscule, but that difference makes it that much harder. Yeah.
Impressive. Yeah.
So yeah, like I don't know. You have to give people respect for being in the ring. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
They risk their bodies just for our entertainment.
I mean, not really. I don't think it's for our entertainment. They have a goal. We just happen to be entertained by it.
Well, I think a lot of people wouldn't be fighting if there wasn't money involved in it. That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but unless you're talking about like wrestling. For wrestling, it's definitely our
for
entertainment. But if it's like UFC, no, I don't think it's just.
For how can I say? Someone put it the best way. You know how people are saying like wrestling is fake and blah blah blah, right? But then you have to think of it like wrestling is a soap opera targeted for the male audience. Yeah, I think so.
You think?
Like, because how dramatic the storylines can be is very over the top, right?
I see.
And then like all the action and stuff. That's
because I mean. I was with like, well, sorry for the female listener, but I was like, but they're like half naked dude covered in oil. What makes you think that's for males? I was like, it's a half naked dude with like buff body. How would that be for males? That's what I was like.
Okay, but here's the thing: that kind of stuff is targeted towards the male power fantasy. Yeah,
it is.
I'm sure if females had their way, there would be more like people like Shawn Michaels. Like,
leaner. They'd be like leaner,
exactly.
cooler guy.
Or like Val Venus or something. Hello, ladies.
I see.
Yeah, I don't remember the last. Was it last year? 2 years ago? We went to a WWE.
Right, we did.
But that wasn't a live television episode.
Yeah, it was just a
like
stage.
Yeah, it was like a tour.
Show kind of thing, right?
I think they're just
What is that? I think they're like but I think that was really great too. It's just that it's probably that kind of like it's a smaller like stage kind of thing.
No, I think they went there that one time just to gauge the interest of the people. Because the following year, or maybe the year after, they had a real televised WWE episode taping there.
Oh right, I remember our friend Bob was salty about it because he also like I
don't know. I mean, would you want to go with them?
Probably.
Okay.
What? For me, like, I think, I don't know. We could, like, talk about stupid stuff. And
it would
be fun with him. You know that, too.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe next time, I guess.
Maybe next time.
Actually, we watched a hockey game together. We watched a WWE thing together.
Now that you mention it. those are the two stuff that would never even
Yeah.
cross my mind ever. Like to do, yeah, no.
Which is kind of weird because we're both like fatty gamers. Like you
Yeah.
wouldn't think that we would be watching sports.
Well, yeah, not just that, because like for me, like probably if there's an outing on a huge group of people that I would ever attend, it'd be like a concert of my favorite band. Like that's probably like the maximum I'll ever go. And guess not. Just did a hockey and just did a wrestling. Like, wow. And it was fun too. I went hockey like what 3 times.
It's definitely because of the people that you went with.
I was about like, I guess this Canadian stuff is really rubbing off on me.
Well, you always consider yourself to be Canadian.
I mean, well, yeah, compared to the alternative, yes.
Okay, for the people listening at home who can't see us, Boscha's Indonesian, but he refuses to acknowledge it.
Well, I was born here, okay? And I do not want to be associated with them.
Okay, he was born here, sure, but what? How old were you when you
I grew up
when you moved back to Indonesia?
3 years
3
old.
years old, and he grew up there ever since. And by ever since, I mean like until like 16.
Yeah, until 16, and then I came here. Well, by now, I live longer here than there.
I mean, sure, but most of your memories are of Indonesia, is it not?
Bad memories, yes.
Because you always make Indonesia sound like it's like a tribal monkey land.
Because it is.
Is it though?
It's just a tribal monkey land that drives car and have guns. Well, not guns probably, but
Like a machete, according to you.
and bikes.
Like
yeah.
hatchets.
Well, trust me, it's funner to get shot by a gun than being slashed off by a machete.
You make it sound so much worse. I'm pretty sure if we went to Indonesia, nothing of those sort would happen.
Well, because I'm not gonna fucking take you to the dangerous place. You insane?
Yeah, but then like you didn't grow up in a dangerous
Because
neighborhood.
if you go, what are you talking about?
Didn't you grow up in Jakarta?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that that's the capital, isn't it? That's fairly safe.
There are part in Jakarta that's just slum. Like half of Jakarta is just slums. Okay.
Okay, because the way okay, so we also mentioned this in one of our previous episodes, but the way Boscha talks about Indonesia is like when someone says hello to you, they're not saying hello to you. They're actually gonna punch you in the face.
Well, no, they're not gonna punch you in the face, but they're gonna see what they can steal from you. They would see if you have any expensive stuff. They see your pocket if it's like like a fat pocket. If you have a phone or an arm, they would try to do something. Like if they can steal it from you, they'll rob it off you. Like it's just that.
This is why we need to
Like
wear.
never. That's why like you never. If somebody says hello to you, back off. Like that's what I'm saying. They're gauging you something. If they see you're wary, then they'll be more careful.
But what if we're wearing like shirts with holes in it and like smelly clothes? Would they?
They won't talk to
Oh,
you.
good. Then that's what we need to do.
Yeah, like
Like,
especially now because of the pandemic and stuff. The living condition there just went down. Crime rate just went up. So people jump over in fence, grabbing people's bike, throwing over the fence, and just leave and stuff like that.
I thought it would be the opposite because isn't the government giving them money to just not do anything?
Government giving money, lol.
What kind of government system is Indonesia?
What do you mean by government system?
Like, is it a communist country? Is it a dictatorship country?
Of course not. It's a democratic, but I mean,
Because the way you describe it doesn't seem very democratic.
it seems very what do you call it?
Anarchist.
Yeah, I was about to say anarchist, right? Yeah. Most of the time, people pass down the law by themselves. Like they don't really.
Yeah, they're supposed to judge themselves.
Because there's one time where my cousin went there and they went to one of the other places, like outside of, they kind of tried to went a bit farther, so they took the plane, right? So when they're trying to take the plane, for some reason, there's like a 4-hour delay or something. And people are like rioting, like people are like like being angry inside the thing. So they called the army. And then what the army did was just like they hold the door and then pull all the worker behind and they just hold on the door. They did nothing. And then the people keep rioting even harder and harder. And I'm like, yeah, that shows a lot of our
But you can't just shoot the people.
military power.
You're not...
Of course not. But they could be like, like apprehend them, like, you know, stop them and like, you know, hold their head against the wall and like stop this shit. There's nothing we can do about it. You know what I mean? Like military power, like their military power just looks so really, really. How do I say this? Weak.
So how would you handle a riot then? Would you just like smash their knees in?
Yeah, pretty much.
So you use brute force and just batter them to death.
More or less. I will show them fear if fear doesn't move them, and then show them death.
Wow, you are a insane man.
Thank you for realizing that.
You should develop fear gas and just throw it into the crowd.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. If I know how to make that shit, I would hold it every day. And before I go to work, I would just like throw it off a SkyTrain, you know? Just like.
What the heck is wrong with you?
What do you mean?
Why do you want to terrorize the city of city of Gotham?
Because Gotham is too peaceful. It needs more color, you know? The people need to be reminded of a primal fear, which is death.
Oh my god.
Well, jokes aside. Yeah, but this is like having a fear gas. It's pretty cool. You're not causing any harm physically.
I guess, but it's like going through a really bad trip, you know? I don't think anyone wants to go through that.
Well, not by choice, but you know.
I don't know. Going through a bad trip will make people do crazy shit. Like,
dude, should I buy a 2K20? It's $20.
I guess if you want. Have you ever played any sports games before?
I've played I usually play like the street games. For example, like there's soccer games, right? Usually like FIFA or like Winning 11 and stuff like that.
Okay, got you.
Me and my friend used to play it, but then one time I was shown the street soccer and whatnot, the one where you can style and do stuff like that. I found that so much more engaging.
It's more flashy
because it's more. Yeah, well, it's not more flashy. It's more. There's more interaction for the player. You know what I mean?
Okay, gotcha.
Like instead of a tactical pass back, pass forward, move the people forward. You know, it's more of a with one person I could just like style 7 people, and then get through it and stuff like that.
Because from what I heard about NBA 2K20, is that there's advertisements in the game, and it annoyed the heck out of the people who played it. Yeah.
Really?
Like.
Well, I need to do more research.
Like when you're loading a game or something, the loading screen will be like an ad or something like that.
Oh, that's
so people didn't like it, and EA didn't do anything to change it. I think they changed some of the stuff, but they kept the ads in. Yeah, so I don't know.
Oh wow, 2.6. Never mind, not buying it.
Right. So I don't know. It might be worth it for $3. I don't know if $20 would be worth it.
I see. Makes sense.
I mean, it is what it is, I guess. It's a sports game. Yeah. I just want to play a really good next-gen sports game. Is that so much to ask for?
Like NBA?
Yeah, like NBA, NFL, maybe NHL.
I play NFL too.
Yeah.
NFL was fun.
I'll be down for NFL. I don't know about NHL, though.
NHL, well, because I played, my dad played on PS4. I bought the game for him, and he enjoyed it so much.
Oh, okay.
We played together, and he's like addicted to that thing, dude.
He's like a little kid playing it, eh?
Oh yeah, it's like it reminds me of him when he was like introducing me to games. It was just like it was him, just like, yeah, look at this, yeah, pass over here, go in, yeah, it's just like he's like flexing and shit, and I have to like play him, and I would show him that I'm a gamer, so I could beat him. So I beat him, and then he'd play some more, get better, and he challenged me again, and I play again, but I could still beat him, but I try to like loosen up my hand so like he would get the point just to see him happy,
Is this what you're gonna do with your child?
I will beat him to dust. I will show you the power of adult.
But like,
there is no mercy.
Because those kinds of memories will last forever, I feel. Like
probably
you and your child playing games with each other.
Yeah. Because my first game in my life that I ever played, which may be a good explanation why I'm a little bit messed up in the head, is Mortal Kombat.
Oh.
the first game I played was like in my memory that was vivid in my head was Mortal Kombat,
The first one?
and on Sega, I think. Yeah, I think so. And yeah, my uncle was playing that, and then he passed me a controller, which is not plugged in.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, pressing button, and then I see the character move and whatnot and do the thing. And then whenever he wins, we were like, yeah, like happy about it.
Yeah.
And then I was happy about it too. It's just like,
Oh, yeah. The good old days of unplugged controller.
yeah, unplugged controller. Yeah.
Yep. Those are the good days.
That's how I was like, oh, maybe this is why I like video games so much.
Oh, well, speaking of games, because this is going to be my next topic that I wanted to lead into, is that because in our previous episodes we were talking about how we didn't really know each other's like taste in games. So I was going to ask you, like, what are your top games? But it's kind of a broad subject because there's so many games out there. So I think we'll just go with the previous generation of the PS4. So what would you say is your top PS4 games?
I was like, what do you mean? Like when he said the previous generation, I'm like, okay, PS3. Hold up. Hold up.
No,
that's not right.
No, bro, the PS5.
Well, actually,
the PS5
actually, as a matter of fact, when you said the first thing that popped in my head when you said the previous generation was actually PS2. I was like, oh, PS2, oh, that's so much game. And then it said PS4. I'm like, wait, huh? Oh, right, it's PS5 now. I'm like, oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Boscha's living in the past.
As usual.
Okay. Well, because you have a PS4, I don't have a PS4, so I need to know, what are your top PS4 games?
Not in order. It's Sekiro, Shadow Die Twice, Monster Hunter World, what else is there? God of War, Bloodborne.
Bloodborne, yeah.
Wonder what else.
Spider-Man?
Oh, Spider-Man too. Yeah, that's right. Spider-Man's amazing. Yeah, storytelling wise, Spider-Man and God of War, that's like neck to neck to me.
Okay. But how about gameplay wise?
Gameplay wise, I have to go with Sekiro.
Oh, so
Sekiro gameplay is just that fun.
uh-huh.
It's a thing with the From Software game. The game is hard,
Yeah.
but it gives you a sense of mastery. Especially in Sekiro. Like, if you're good, you know that you're good. Like, other people can tell that you're damn good.
Is Sekiro
Playing that
the same developers as Bloodborne?
Dark Souls. Bloodborne and Dark Souls, yes.
Okay, they're all similar games. I see.
I guess kind of, but the Sekiro is a bit more. I wouldn't put Sekiro together with Bloodborne. I would put Bloodborne together with Dark Souls and the kind, but
Oh, I see.
Sekiro is a kind of different approach.
So he's more actiony.
No, it's more mastery actually.
Oh.
It's harder to play than Bloodborne than anything.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Oh, what about Ghost of Tsushima?
Ghost of Tsushima is good. It's like watching a movie.
But it's not.
It's really good.
But is it in your list?
On the game? As a top game, nah, probably not.
Oh.
It has a good visual, the good it's yeah, I'll put it in. You know what? Because at the end of the day, it's a good storytelling, it's a good character, and for once, the dub is actually really good. Not the dub, the original English voice.
Yeah.
Is actually really good.
Mm.
The Japanese voice is good, but I think the original voice is actually better for once.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. The world building, like the map, how the characters are portrayed, how the battles, how the struggles, and the moral shift. It was amazing.
Interesting.
Yeah. What about you? In PS5, have you find any games yet, or are you just or do you just want me to tell you this so you could get all those games and play it on PS5?
Yeah, pretty much. I just wanted to learn your opinions. So, okay, before I tell you my list, I just wanted to ask you: do you prefer gameplay or story for a game?
Well, of course, a good balance of both is usually like preferable, right? But it really depends kind of game. But lately, like right now, I'm more of a gameplay. Like I want to play the gameplay one. One thing that makes me go like, this is fun.
Oh, I see. So you're not
kind of thing.
You're not really invested in the story, or like you don't care about the story.
Like right now, not so much. But it really depends on the game itself. Like some games are just so story driven that you can't ignore the story, right?
Mm.
The story makes the game kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like most RPG.
Yeah.
Like I can play RPG just ignoring the story. It just doesn't work.
What if the RPG had a really great combat system, but
Uh-huh.
the story is like not so good. Like it's garbage.
So far, I haven't seen one like that.
Uh-huh.
Like I haven't met one yet.
Yeah. But
So I can't really. Yeah.
but if there was a game like that, what would you think? Like, would you be like, "Ugh, I can't play this anymore, or would you be like,
Oh no, I would probably feel pretty bad. I'm like, oh, it's such a good game too. You know what I mean?
Kingdom Hearts 3?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So you
Yeah, that was my crispy rice, my nuggets. I get like really. I told Alex that the story was pretty. I don't like it. Like I don't know where it's going. I don't know why it's that. But the gameplay was was fun
yeah, that
ish.
I think that's the
So
general census,
yeah,
which is
it's such a good stuff too. Why? You know?
well, I'm not a super diehard Kingdom Hearts fan. I never really played
Have you played
any
any?
of the games, so I
Not
don't
one.
have that emotional connection to it. But it kind of sucks when the game that you look forward to ends up being a like red, like almost a red herring. Like there's more after it.
Well, yeah, especially when it says that it's supposed to end too.
Yeah, that's the
So I mean,
that kind of
see,
triggered me.
it's for me. It kind of like I don't know. It kind of gives me like half and half feeling kind of thing.
Yeah,
I'm kind of happy there's gonna be continuation, but I was like I was ready for this to end. You know what I mean?
I always thought like the continuation, as in like DLC, like oh, there's gonna be like extra missions, you know,
No, I was thinking of like an extra installment.
like a 3.5.
No, like a 4.
No, dude, I don't want a 4.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if that's what it means by continuation, because if it is, then I really hope that. See, I'm giving them chance again.
But you told me many times they only get one.
Yeah.
No, they don't even get one. They get 0 because the moment they disappoint you, it's over.
Well, that's the thing. That's the problem with hope, right? When you love something so much, doesn't matter how much it hurts you, doesn't matter how much it makes you feel bad, you'd still hope that it'll love you back. It's just the way it is. The way with life, doesn't matter how much you're like, okay, this is it. But when you see the hope of it turning better, you'll be like, I mean, yeah, I guess, you know. You start rounding up, and
Actually, I got a funny
And
story
it's
for
no
you. I'll
bueno.
tell you after the podcast.
all
Okay,
right.
it
Are you sure you want to?
it's kind of similar, but it's funny.
Okay.
Maybe it's funny to you and more hurtful to me.
Okay, good. I like those kind of story.
Okay. Anyways, so for me, I actually bought PS4 games because it was on sale. Right. And not only because of like, it just like it's kind of dirt cheap because they're like $10 each.
Right.
Wait. So the games that I got were God of War, Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
Bloodborne.
Mm-hmm.
What else did I get? Uncharted.
Mm-hmm.
Uncharted, like the collection, Uncharted
The collection,
4,
right.
and the spin-off Uncharted.
The spin-off.
Yeah, like the one with the 2 girls.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. I see. I
So
see,
it
I
takes
see.
place after
Oh.
4, but
Yeah.
people say
That one's good, by the way.
People say it's a really fun game, so I got it, and
Yeah.
it's $10, so you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
I also got Last of Us, the first one, remastered.
Right. Good. That one's good.
Yeah, like I was actually debating whether or not I want to get that one, just because of how the story went for the second one.
The second one is like I'm not very sure. I kind of don't want to know
Oh, you don't know?
because I don't know anything about it, and my friend was like saying because he played it. He loves the game,
Yeah.
not like the franchise, I
Yeah.
guess, in total. But for me, the one ended so well that I'm okay with it being the ending. But my friend was like, yeah, but there's an actual more to it, right? Aren't you like interested in it? I'm like, yeah, but seeing how the people reacted and whatnot, I'm okay with it being the ending because it ended well.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
That's actually that's the reason why. Like, not only because it's $10, but also that's my reasoning too. Like, I can like the first game. The second game doesn't ruin the first one. Yeah,
Yeah,
just because the second game is not so good doesn't make the first game
yeah,
shit. This first game is
yeah.
still
That
perfect.
that it
Yeah.
is. That it is. That's the
Yeah,
mindset.
exactly. Like there are literally two different games. You can't have the
Yeah,
sequel ruin the first one. Or
yeah.
vice versa. You can't have the first game ruin the sequel. It doesn't work like that.
You don't think?
Because they're two separate games, right? You can't.
Yeah. Well, but well, for me, I don't think a prequel. Oh no, sequel can ruin
Yeah.
prequel. But I think that prequel can ruin
How
sequel.
so? No, because the thing is, oh yeah, how so?
Like for me personally, because it's a story, right? The second one is built upon the first one. If the first one is, for example, how do I say this? Like bad, it's gonna mess up the second one. You know what I mean? It's gonna be like, well, why is this one make sense and the first one wasn't? You know what I mean? Kind of like that.
But I think the second one has the advantage in that they can make improvements to that story or
Not
gameplay.
necessarily, dude. Story writing is as you know, story writing is a very very finicky
It
thing.
is, yeah. But like,
Just because the first one was good does not mean the second one's gonna be
I
good.
mean,
You
yeah,
know?
exactly. I mean, look at Final Fantasy, right? Each of them has no relationship to each other.
For that, I don't think that's a good comparison
I mean,
in a sense because like it's a separate story. Like most doesn't connect to each other at all,
but
right?
still, sequels to each other in a way. They're
Not
they're
at all.
building off what the previous game has done.
Yeah, but the story and the nothing has nothing to do with each other, so I don't think that's could be considered as a sequel. I was thinking of let's just say Kingdom Hearts 3, you know, because we're in the topic.
Yeah.
Like, because the first one was the story was a bit goofy.
I mean, Goofy was in it in all three of them.
It was, yeah, but the story was kind of like you're like, huh? But I mean, like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna turn off my brain and then just believe in the power of friendship. It works, whatever. And yeah, and then it was like, okay, cool. And then they brought the second one. The second one, they try to complicate the story. I don't know if they're trying to, but the story get more complicated. And characters start developing, and then stuff happening, and the story gets like there's a darker part of the story. It just get better, at least for me personally, because liking a story is again, it's a very personal thing, right?
Hmm.
So, and then there's a three. I don't know what the heck happened to three. That's all I'm saying. So the second one just got better, and then the third one just flop. I don't know what were they trying to do. Was there even a story? I don't even know.
I don't see. I think it's kind of weird with Square Enix because of how long it takes for them to develop their games now, and
Mm.
then it ends up being a disappointment because of what people build up in their
Well,
heads.
well, that's a thing because, well, again, I don't want to say this, but it's like Kojima thing, right? You know,
What do you mean by what do you
Kojima
mean by
made some
Kojima?
good game. Kojima, the guy who did Metal Gear Solid,
Yeah, yeah.
Kojima, he made a lot of good games, and a lot of people were looking at that. Oh yeah, like all Metal Gear Solid game has been amazing,
Yeah.
right? He's making a new game. It's gonna be amazing too. But a lot of people tend to forget that he also made crazy shit games, like trash games, like they do. And then so when a new game came out, they have this weird expectation of like really good game, forgetting that he also make crappy game. And I think that's the same thing with Sony and stuff, right? Like not Sony, sorry, Square Enix and stuff. Like in Final Fantasy, yeah, there's like Final Fantasy 7, there's Final Fantasy 10, there's Final Fantasy like I think 3 and 4 and 9 that was really good. But people tend to forget that they also make crappy game. Square Enix, they have so much game that
It is. Not every game is gonna be a hit. That's for sure.
exactly, and that's the thing. And then people need to know that game developer and like like those they need to make like risk to make something interesting,
Yeah.
right? Because if they keep doing the formula and doing over and over, people get bored.
Okay, but then the thing is, like, going back to Kingdom Hearts,
Mhm.
the first one, from what I've heard, is that the first one wasn't the story wasn't that great, the gameplay wasn't that great.
No,
The second
Yeah.
one improved it. Like it was
by a
by a
ton,
lot.
by a metric
Right,
ton.
exactly. But if everyone just judged the second game by the first game, then the second one wouldn't have done so well. Right?
So sorry, repeat.
If everyone judged the second game by the first game, it wouldn't have done so well.
No, because the first one has its own appeal. Do you know what the appeal is? Character. There's Disney and Final Fantasy together. If that's not the most messed up collaboration you ever had in your dream, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Because for me, I was born a Disney kid. Like,
Yeah, we all are actually.
yeah, right. Like, I watched Pocahontas. I watched like Little Mermaid. Like, like those wonderful things.
Classics.
Yeah, and then when I grew up, I was exposed to this Japanese weeb stuff, like
As most of us
like
are.
Final Fantasy and
Yeah,
stuff.
as most
Yeah,
of us
like
are.
most of it. And then suddenly they just decided, like, hey, you know what? We're collabing. What? And then they saw this shit like where Goofy was like blocking an attack from Squall Leonhard, and I'm like, what? And there's Yuffie like throwing shuriken and stuff, and there's Simba, and there's this character, like the main character Sora, that we don't know who it is, that looks like a mixture of a Final Fantasy with like a Goofy outfit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just go like, what is this? Why is this so amazing? And they have Tada Hikaru singing her song as the intro. It's just the ultimate. We played the game. It wasn't that good. But the appeal of the story and whatever, it's amazing. Second one came out, they're probably gonna add more, more whatever. And turns out they just don't add more whatever. They add a lot more stuff, right? And I guess I just don't feel that in the third one at all. I don't think they add anything at all.
Well, the thing is, like, how long did it take for the third
More
one
like-
to come out? Like 10 years after the second one?
But I don't know how long does it take from the first one to the second one, though.
Like a couple of years?
No, I think it's like 7 years.
No,
isn't it?
I don't think so. No way.
No?
Because they're
Because I remember it took a while.
because they're both on the PS2.
No, because sorry, that was PS2. I was grade 6 when I see Kingdom Hearts 1, and then I was grade 2, middle school, when I say Kingdom Hearts 2. So that's like 4 years, 4 years.
Right. Wait. You're grade 6 when the first one came out? And then you're grade 2 when the second one came out.
Middle school.
Because I heard you say
So
grade
that's
2. I was
grade-
like, what the heck?
Yeah, grade 2, middle school. I add that at the end.
Okay.
So that's grade 8.
I guess
Yeah.
so. But yeah. Okay, going back to Last of Us. Yeah, so yeah. So I think the first one is perfect as its own. But because I haven't played the second one, I've only read about it and like kind of saw the scenes. I can't
You did.
like I just looked up
I don't even expose myself to
like
that.
I looked up
Like,
the obviously I looked up like cutscenes and stuff on YouTube, right? But I haven't played the whole game, so I can't make a judgment yet.
I see.
Because this actually happened. Something similar happened where I read the spoilers for a movie, and I didn't like it, and I thought it was stupid. But then when I watched the movie, I was like, "Oh, okay." So it wasn't actually that bad. It turned out better than I thought it would be. Right? And that movie was Avengers Endgame. Yeah,
I see.
yeah, because the spoilers for that movie came out actually like, I think like a week before it.
To all of you who doesn't know it, Alex likes spoiler. He would spoil himself before watching or doing anything. He does. He enjoys it. For me, I hate spoiler. If anything spoil even anything, I would get really, really pissed off.
Yeah, which I don't know why.
Especially on the stuff that I really like.
I don't know why people find it weird that I enjoy spoilers.
Well, you're ruining the surprise, so to speak. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but the whole point of finding out the surprise is part of the fun. So, and for me, I like to find out what's the surprise. Like, ooh, I want to know what the secret is.
Well, before the present was even open.
Yeah.
So that's the purpose of the present. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I like to know. I just want to know. And for me,
Have you tried watching without ever spoiling yourself?
yeah, but it just feels the same to me, to be honest.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Because whether I read the spoilers or just watch the movie blind, I get the same impact out of it.
Oh, really?
I don't. How can I say this? I probably enjoy the movie more.
By knowing.
Yeah, I think so. Because when I watch a movie, I don't go, "Oh, okay, now this part's gonna happen. Now this part. Oh, he said the thing." Like I don't think that. I
Okay.
think when I'm watching a movie, I'm just watching the movie. Like I don't even think about the spoilers. Yeah.
Ah. Well, for me, I can't because I can't just turn off my brain like you do.
What are you talking about? It's a natural ability that most guys have.
Most
Yeah.
guys.
This is why.
Well, I guess I'm part of the minority then.
I mean, you are a minority.
Can't really argue with that.
Oh, what was I gonna say? Yeah, because when I was reading the spoilers for Endgame, which it came out like a week before the movie got released or something like that. I remember reading it, and everyone in the online comments were saying the same thing. Like, this is stupid. Why is this character doing this? Like, how does that make any sense? And then we ended up watching it, and everyone's just like, "Oh, it's actually better than we thought it was. We enjoyed it."
Well, so what if that spoiler actually discouraged you from watching it? You're like, oh, it's trash anyway. Like, why would I watch it? And then you missed out on this good thing. Like, isn't that like a possibility?
No, because I don't let spoilers deter me from watching a movie. It's more
But
of the
if you know it's crappy, why would you?
no. It's more of a fan reactions that would deter me from watching a movie. Like the critics and what people are saying about the movie. Like if the general consensus is saying that movie is ass, I'm not gonna watch it unless I'm like really
I see.
interested in watching a movie. Yeah.
I see.
I think the best example of me watching a shit movie would be remember the Fantastic Four movie that came out like 5 years ago?
Yeah.
It's really bad. It's super bad.
Was it? I had no memories of it. That's how bad it is. I had no memories whatsoever.
But the only reason why I wanted to watch it was because I can drag my friends to watch it with me. So they ended up suffering with me. And that made it more enjoyable for me. Knowing that they had to sit there and watch it too. That made it very enjoyable for me.
I see. Well, I guess you wouldn't watch it on your own. That makes sense.
I don't know. Well, the thing is, when I watched that movie, I remember thinking like, wow, this movie is long and boring. Like, didn't even get any of their superpowers until the third act. And it's like a 2-hour movie.
Well, yeah, I guess. Like, I don't even remember what happened.
Like, I wish I had your ability to just delete memories and create new ones.
Oh, I do. That's the good part of me. I can just erase. Like, I could pick a partition of my brain. Yeah, I don't want that memory. Erase.
What if it's not you deleting a memory? What if it's like a parallel universe, you sending memories to your brain?
Can we stop? Can we stop making me like I'm some sort of a slider? Making me always connected to like different dimension.
I'm pretty sure there's something happened or something went wrong, and you're just connected to your alternate universe you.
So it was just their memory. I just never watched it actually.
What if we're all just
Maybe.
part of your alternate realities, and you just
Maybe.
we're just not real.
Because the only thing that I know for a fact is that I am, and that's it. I am like I'm conscious. I'm holding like a certain amount of consciousness on me. That is it. Everything else it could be a fabric of imagination for all I care.
But how can you tell that you're conscious? Could it not be like the Matrix where you just think you are alive?
It could be, but I know that I'm alive. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that what I see in front of me is real. Not even that. Like, I am conscious, thus I am. You know what I mean?
Because someone brought up a good point about being in the Matrix. It's like saying like, even if we were in the Matrix, so what? As long as you enjoy your life now, why does it matter?
Where have I heard that before?
Yeah, this wise old man named Marshgar.
I've been called that before.
Oh, can we just quickly go over how many times someone butchered your name?
Oh, please don't.
Because occasionally I would call you Moshka or like a Bosch.
Even the spiky one at our work.
Spiky one.
Just realized that she called both me and Soup's name wrong the whole time.
What did he call you?
Well, because she called me,
Yeah.
Boschka, right? But like, and I was like, well, not really, because like, if you really want to be like specific, my name is Bosca,
Bosca.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she was like, wait, I've been calling your name wrong and you've been fixing it? I'm like, yeah, a lot of people have been calling my name wrong and I don't really care. And she's been like consciously trying to call me the right way.
It's a lot harder to pronounce your name the real way.
Yeah, I know. Which is why I'm not forcing
Yeah.
people to.
But also, like, didn't your
Mhm.
parents wanted to call you Bosca?
It Well, the thing is like my original name's supposed to be it's supposed to be Bosca.
Yeah, like
That's because it's supposed to be Boss Canada. I don't know why my grandpa thought that was a good idea.
Boss Canada.
But
What the
yeah,
fuck?
that's why it's Bosca. That's what it is. It is like I'm telling you. Because here's the thing. He specifically told that because both me and my cousin was born on the same year, and like we're like, so he wanted one of our name to be Alexander,
Ugh.
and yeah, and a boss. Like it has to be have a boss
Okay.
on it.
Fair.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, my cousin got the Alexander, and I got the Bosca. So there you
Okay.
go.
Well, at least you got to carry the family name, so that's cool.
What do you mean
Isn't
by family
Bosca
name?
your family name? Like, isn't that the name
What do you mean by family name?
that all your male members are named or something? Oh,
No,
is it a different name?
it's our last name.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it your middle name? That's
That's our last and
Oh, the
middle
middle
name.
name,
Yeah,
okay.
last and middle name is the is the is the
oh,
heirloom
okay.
name.
Gotcha. But anyways, yeah, but Bosca, like the way we were pronouncing it, Bosca, that's the way your family wanted it to spell it. Anyways, right?
No, not spell it. Well, because my grandpa said he wanted me named Bosca, right? But my mom thought that name was not like. Well, okay, that's not it. Like she was trying to spell. So she's trying to write it down, but wants to spell it differently. So she liked the name Boschka better. So she put it that way, but it ended up being a Bosca
Yeah.
anyway. So she was trying to put the H before the C and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like Boschka, but then, yeah, because she goofed up, she misspelled my name, and it becomes what my grandpa wants
Oh.
it to be. So, so oh well, you know what I mean?
So all in the end, it doesn't really matter because
Yeah,
would you want your name to be different or you like your name?
I don't really care. People call me different names every time. I don't really, I don't really.
What's the worst version of your name that you heard that someone called you by?
As Zosha.
What the heck?
That's an old lady named Elizabeth. We used to take the same bus like every bloody morning. Like we would take the morning at like 6:30 a.m. and I would sit there and she would sit there, and then yeah. I called her name first. She called me
Yeah.
Kasia. And then Vosha, and then Zosha. I was like, and she kept going Zosha the whole time from now on. I'm like, that's all right. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Oh my goodness. How? See, that's kind of weird because there's no Z sound in your name whatsoever.
None.
Maybe she's hearing impaired.
I don't think so. I think she just forgot my name and then remembered like the last part. So, and I never corrected her, so she was like, I guess I'll roll with it. You know
But
what
why
I
don't
mean?
you correct people?
I don't need it. It's all right.
Don't you?
Nobody will die from misspelling my name.
I mean, I can't write your name in a death note if I don't know your full name.
Which is good. Not many people know. Well, you know my full name.
Which is kind of weird because you only told me
Full-
once.
full
and I
name.
never memorized it.
Yeah, and you remember it the whole time. Even though the one obscure one too. I was like, what the heck?
Because it's such a unique name. Because how often do
It
you hear
is.
people with that name?
Yeah, then I would not expect you to remember that because it's such a.
Well, the thing is, I would say my superpower would be I'm actually quite good with names. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, like I
impressive.
would be able to memorize most people's name after meeting them once.
Really?
However, I think because of my old age, I'm starting to lose that power.
Good.
But for the most part, if I meet you the second time, I'll for sure remember you. Yeah, if I meet
see.
you twice, then I'll remember you forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the first time, well, I would say I have a memory rate of 85.973%.
Mm-hmm. Mm,
Those are the numbers I just made up because it sounds cool.
I know. I was like, oddly
Yeah.
specific, but I bet he just made it up.
And did we ever tell people your superpower is?
Do I have a superpower?
You know what? I think we'll save this for another episode. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Anyways,
Are we done with this
yeah.
one?
What do you want to add anything else?
No, not at all.
Okay.
That was a fun talk.
Okay. Bosch, do the outro.
All right then. Well, this is Boscha.
This is Alec.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. See you guys again next week. Goodbye.
Bye.